Hi, y'all. My name is Denasia, and I am a 22-year-old Type A Black girl from Las Vegas who just moved to New York City last year to work for L'Oreal as a financial analyst.
Hey y'all, my name is Faith, and I'm a 23-year-old Type A Black girl from AZ living in Denver, working remotely for Cisco as a business analyst.
Season 5 is here, and we cannot wait to share more about our personal lives, working big girl jobs,
Relationships, and life in general as Type A Black girls. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, guys. Welcome
Hey,
back.
welcome to season 5, episode 10. We are done for real.
It's wraps at this point. This is the
Yeah,
last episode, and it feels bittersweet. I mean, for us because we've been going ham all season.
for real.
For y'all because you're not going to see us for a season, but we shall be back soon. So enjoy this last episode because we'll probably be doing some little activities over off season. Nothing too crazy.
Summer activities. Okay, very very excited. We try to do something new or like think of new ideas every single off season, just so you guys aren't bored. And if you guys are bored, just go ahead and re-listen to run up those plays vibes. But yeah, we have a really fun episode. This episode, we want to do something where it's just something fun for the girls.
Something for the girls. Like honestly, that's every episode. It's just something cute and fun for the girls.
Yeah,
Something for the girls to get ready to in the summertime. Like
that's it, and that's all vibes.
that's all it is. But let's go ahead and get into Rosebud and Thorn Moms.
Yeah. Okay, Rose. Um, I got a promotion. Very, very freaking excited. It's very like I'm every time I tell somebody, they're like, already, and I'm like, I guess you got me there because it hasn't been a year, but my goal and like within the six, I think we put like 3, 6, 12 month goals. Like I don't know what season we put that in. That was one of my goals was to get a promotion, I think, within the year. So everything is good, everything is aligning to plan. Okay. But Cisco likes you to work like you have the promotion before you actually get the monetary gain.
Mm.
So probably August, September, I'm hoping that's when it'll actually hit my bank account. Granted, that all that money will probably be saved towards a house because we do plan on getting a house in the next 2 years, and the market is so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very excited for work now. The transition in the that's a whole nother thing. But on a good note, I got a promotion and I'm living La Vida Loca. But I'm going to Arizona this weekend, and I'm so excited because I can actually spill the beans. I think I may have said it last episode, but I know my bestie doesn't listen to this podcast, so it just works. So it's literally totally fine. But I'm surprising my bestie, and by the time this comes out, I will be in Arizona surprising her. Basically, going to get in at like 8 or 9, and or 8. I'm going to have her little brother, who's basically like my little brother. He's about to go to college, which is crazy. But we're going. He's going to take me to Party City, and then I'm gonna decorate her room, tidy it up, clean up her bathroom, and really just like make it a birthday, you know. And she's dog sitting, so I'm gonna be like, hey girl, or I'm gonna ask her, have her mom be like, hey girl, we have like an early birthday surprise, and she gonna come and be like, gang, and then I'm gonna take her shopping, and I'm super super excited. Balls to be Fallout vibes. And she's like, I still haven't found a dress. And I was like, girl, I think you should wait until Friday. I'm trying to make it make sense. My reasoning made no sense at all. But I was like, I really do think you should wait till Friday because you can have the whole afternoon to shop. Girl, I just want her to shop with me. Because I'm not gonna bring a dress because she said she sent me her invitation. It says florals and pastels. And while I do have florals and pastels, I love a good reason to shop. So because I like, if I'm about that outfit, I need a reason to take pictures in it, and it's the occasion. It's gonna be all flowery and floral. I'm so excited. So, and then I'm gonna have brunch at my sister's daddy's house, which is a crazy sentence. Sister's daddy's house because he got a really big house, and very excited. So we're gonna buy groceries and have brunch with Hope. So Joy, Hope, my mom, Joy's dad and Joy's grandma. So that's what we're gonna do on Sunday because it's like you can't go to your hometown without seeing at least like your immediate family. Like I'm not seeing none of
Mm.
my friends except for Bisa because it's just like I don't have enough time. But I will see y'all again when I come back. And then Thorn. I don't know if you guys have ever been on a call where it's not even your intentions to lead the call, but you end up leading the call. Girl, I got in this call. Okay, I have never led or even attended a general body meeting. Okay. I said I can help with general body meeting. I pulled up one note, girl, why am I leading toast in the general body meeting? I'm just like, okay, moms, Why did she answer the call? No eye contact. Camera on, no eye contact. She's like this.
Wait, who answered?
The lady who is the lead for this ERO I'm a part of. But I have been just I type. You know how some people kind of take your type A-ness for weakness, and it's like I'm going to take advantage of how well you plan and stuff like that. That's basically what she did. She took advantage of me taking initiative, and she basically let me do it. And I was just like, okay. So she's literally like this the entire time. Just like, and I'm just like, what is she doing? 30-minute call, moms. She's bejeweling something. The entire call, moms. Because I'm like, what is this motion she's doing? I've only ever seen my grandma do it on the call.
And she's supposed to be leading the call?
She's supposed to be leading the call. Granted, it's me and her. And also, I don't really like this. There's a very thin line of I'm black, you're black, let's be cool. And you're older than me in black, and I'm younger than you in black, and you're my elder. And she took that second one. I don't know, maybe I just got a lot of veracity. I don't know what adjective I had that made her think I can bejewel on this call. But, and then, so we planned it like 2 months early. Like, it was really not CPT of us. Like, we really was doing stuff early. And then, but she, everything was, I was taking over everything. 2 weeks before it starts, do you have this? Do you have this? Don't try to rush me, bejeweler. Do not try to rush me.
Listen, because your lack of preparation is not my emergency.
Thank you. So that has to be the affirmation of the day. Because what the frick, moms? I'm talking about, do you have this? What's the time? Pump the brakes. No.
You're here. I'm gonna need you back down to here.
Thank you. And I'm just like, you have lost your rabid mind, okay? And I'm like, okay, you got a kid. I'm gonna give you grace. But after I saw the bejeweling, I said, everybody got kids. You don't get to have an excuse.
Did she at least show you what she was? I want to see the finished product.
Moms, no, because so I have my squishmallow right here. Okay, she literally was like this. No, actually, no eye contact. We start the call. Okay, start the call. This is her. Hey, girl, how you doing? Yeah. So, AKA, if you're watching on YouTube, you get to see these reenactments. But if you're listening just on Apple or Spotify, you can just imagine. But yeah, and my last thorn is the little girl that I the little girl we be hanging out with. Haven't seen her in a minute because Lola has a fever right now. But because I have her mom's contact, even though I tell TikTok every time, do not connect my contacts to my freaking TikTok, okay? Why did she comment on my recent TikTok? And then she's like, oh, girl, you're so funny. Text me in the same second, girl, I just found your TikTok. You're so funny, and follows me. I know the internet is for everybody, but when people see, I get just so anxious.
I get antsy. I do. I get antsy. And when they tell me they listen to the pod, I'll be like, which episode? Because I really be talking on here. And the thing is like, I have coworkers, I have family members, and it's just like, did you listen to like one of the more, PG-13, or did you listen to like failed talking stages? Like, I need to know what range we're working with here.
That part.
Because people really love to learn about your life unprovoked. And I know I put my life out here, but it's like you're not one of the girlies. Like the girlies know they're the girlies. If you're a girly, like, you're a girly. But it's like, if you're not a type A black girl.
That's it, and that's all vibes. So I was just like, Faith, it's gonna be okay. You act like your manager realistically hasn't seen 1 or 3 of your TikToks when he looked you up, but when he was trying to interview you. Granted, he didn't tell you that, but you just have to assume. Realistically. Yeah. And I'm just like, you know what? You're right. And then I tried to get out of my head, but I was like, that is also a thorn. Because what the frick? Because the next time I see her, it's the fact that she's gonna know more about me than I know about her. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. And I think it's also the fact that, like, part of me wants to be a mysterious girl where not everybody knows all my business.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you have a platform meant to share your business, you just can't get around that.
You literally can't. And the thing is, we've definitely gotten like okay, this is what we're gonna say, this is what we're not gonna say. Every season it gets, I think, a little bit more stricter, but also not, depending on what the topic is. But yeah, it's just like, dang, you know more about me. I don't even know your last name.
Don't even know if you a single child, you got siblings, where's your mama at? Don't know nothing, and you know all about my mama.
Yeah.
And she would be sick if she knew that.
Oh.
Don't let Mama Thompson listen to this podcast, baby. Mama Thompson is the most private woman I know.
Yeah. And that's saying a lot from Denasia.
Like, for a fact. Like, yeah. So, I mean, we love our girlies. Long story short, thanks for y'all watching our lives, because we don't know nothing about y'all unless you choose to tell us or follow us on Instagram, and then we're like, oh, like, you know, then we start figuring out who's actually listening. Yeah. But moral of the story, we don't know who's listening to us.
So don't. Okay, moms, what's your RVT?
Child, it's been a week. Like, oh my God. I don't know if y'all can see it on YouTube, but I am dead tired. Like, it's really been a week, and I just got off work not so long ago before we started filming. And I would say my thorn, though, more than anything, like, I just feel like when my hair isn't looking the way I want it to look, I just have a bad day. Like, I just hate it. Like, you ever get your hair done and you hate it afterwards? You probably can't tell if you're watching on video, but my hair, I went to go get the dye touched up. Moms, I was supposed to be a brunette with highlights of blonde. Let's just say my whole head is bleach blonde with ginger roots, and the ginger don't match depending on, like, I can only do a middle part because she only put the ginger on the middle part. The rest of my head is like pink or like, it looks crazy. I got out. She took that foil out. Actually, she didn't even foil my whole head. She took part of that foil out, and I said, "What is that?" And mind you, I trusted this lady, Monique. Yeah, I'm a name dropper. Monique. I trusted her. I trusted her because she had dyed my bundles before and dyed them to perfection. To the point where everybody that installed those bundles were like, "These bundles match your hair as if it's your hair." Like, it looked so good. So I'm thinking, oh, she can dye some hair, you know. I'm trusting her, and she's like not as expensive as I thought she would be.
Yeah,
girl, I had to tell her how to do her job. I said, you need to you need to give me some toner and let me sit for 30 more minutes. Like, the fact that I knew that, shout out to me working at L'Oreal and knowing about hair care and learning about professional color. I said, you need to give me some low lights and tone me for at least 30 minutes. She was like, you right.
No.
I was literally ready to raise hell. And after I came home, and you know when, like, you're thinking, okay, it look a little crazy in the chair. Maybe when I get home and it marinate a little bit, it'll look better. Sometimes you gotta let the hair marinate. Girl, it's been marinating. Listen, I was like, maybe I just need a little bit of lip gloss. Lip gloss didn't help. I said, I just dead ass look crazy. And Mia, my friends Mia and Lizzie, I was on the FaceTime with them because they had called me and they're like, hey, Nasia, what's up? I was pissed. I was just ranting them on the phone about how this hair appointment went terrible. And Lizzie was like, oh, she's pissed. And Lizzie was like, I know you're pissed because you just started giggling out of nowhere. Like, pissed. That's scary. She said, I've never seen you just like lose it like that. She was like, I know that. First of all, I was already having a week. But that was just the ice on the cake. She said, I knew Denasia was losing it because she just started giggling. She started laughing and she said, I gotta go. And I took my little self right back to that lady's shop and told her to fix it.
And that takes a lot.
Oh, it didn't take a lot that day. I had enough. And she just toned it a little bit. It looks a little bit better, but still look crazy. Yeah. And I told my mom, I called my mom, because, you know, she gonna get more mad about me than I am, realistically. Yeah. And I need that. So she was like, send a picture. She was like, well, it's really not that bad. I said, okay, so you the ops too right now, because it definitely is. So, you know, I feel like I just have not had any good luck when it comes to service professionals out here. Like, if y'all listen to my optometrist story and how he was working out of an apartment and the tub was dirty, like I just feel like I have had zero luck with any type of service provider at all out here. It's all been terrible. So
Yeah.
that's my thorn to start off with. Plus, it's just been a rough week. My bud, I'm really looking forward to just like relaxing this weekend. Juneteenth was cool though. Like I face swiped up on my story and she said, "Moms, why are you with a bunch of people in like African?" She was basically like everyone in my picture that I was like cheersing to, they were all like in
Nigeria.
traditional African wear.
Yeah.
Somehow, y'all, I don't know how my life ended up like this, but let's just say I ended up in Baltimore at an African funeral.
What you said you weren't going to.
Celebration of life. It was very impromptu, very spontaneous. It was a very tight P trip. Like we
Yeah.
literally drove down there that day, went there. I don't think I've ever met that many Nigerian men in one place.
Whoa.
Moms, when I tell you Baltimore is different. Like I didn't know it was like that. Like I've been in DC, but Baltimore as an adult, first of all, I was a child then.
Yeah.
Baltimore as an adult, there is not one place I went to that weekend where a man did not stop in his tracks and say, "Hello, beautiful. How are you doing? You look amazing. You have a great day." Grocery store. We went to the grocery store. That happened. We went to the actual house of like the mom who passed away. Like we went to her house. And all the people there, we walked inside, and all of a sudden we start hearing
What we whispering for?
and Mia gonna come up to us talking about, "Hey y'all, there's a list of men that want to talk to y'all." Like a list. Coming up to the car, like, "Oh, where y'all going? What y'all up to?" One kissed my hand and said I was the most beautiful girl he's ever seen. Moms, when I tell you they was on us like white on rice. We got to the actual celebration of life. It was really nice. Like I've never been to like an African celebration like that. It was really nice. Like I loved it, honestly. I had Nigerian food for the first time.
How was it?
It was actually good. Like I tore it up. There's jollof rice.
Yeah.
Girl, I tore that jollof rice. Girl, I was in there like, keep it coming. Like I actually loved it. It was so fun. Like I really feel like I had a deeper appreciation for like, I don't want to say because it's not necessarily my culture. I'm African American, but like it feels good to kind of connect to that part. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I think if you're African American, you understand of like, okay, I'm not directly African, but I know these are my people distantly.
Exactly.
So it's like it was an understanding. So I really, really loved it, and I feel like I really got a deeper look at the culture, which I loved because I have only experienced it through Faith because she's dating Danny.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was really great. But afterwards too, I just tell you, like they were very persistent. Afterwards, one of the guys that was doing a poem, he was doing spoken word at the celebration of life, and he messaged my friend's boyfriend and said, "Hey, I don't know who is with your girl, her friend in the red heels with the blonde hair, but I'm gonna need you to run her contact information to me."
Oh.
3 days later.
Whoa. Why?
I said, "Oh, this is crazy." And Lizzie gonna say, "Yeah, we need to be in DC more often." I said, "I think you're right. I think you're right." Because I've never been in a state where the men are that bold. Like, it's insane. So long story short, if you looking for a husband, go to Baltimore, baby. Maybe not the hood, but go somewhere in the East Coast, baby. Because I haven't experienced that in Jersey or New York like that level where they're really applying pressure. So I said, you know what? I can rock with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a quick little trip. We ended up getting a hotel and like just staying the night. Yeah.
Wow.
So we had quite the time in Baltimore. Let's just say that. Shout out to Juneteenth weekend. Yeah, Mom. So that was my week. It's been a lot going on, but I'm gonna sleep great. Let's just say that.
Oh, I'm already knowing.
I still need to see Transformers. I might go to the movies this weekend actually because I have not seen. I've seen Little Mermaid. I haven't seen Transformers yet, and that's on my list too.
Transformers is like you want to see that in theaters?
Yeah.
Honestly, I said ain't nobody cute in Transformers. I don't really care about Bumblebee that much. Megan Fox, Shia LaBeouf, absolutely. Lola talked about something that was a few years back. Okay, well that's the last Transformers I've seen,
and they had a lasting impact. And Shia LaBeouf looked good in that movie.
Exactly. Like
I didn't think he was white actually.
I didn't care what he was.
His curl, his hair had a little curl to it. I said that man got a little bit of
Something.
something in him.
Yeah. I don't want to see no Decepticons. I'm sorry. Like, maybe I'll watch it when it comes around. I'm not going.
Moms, you went to go see The Flash in theaters. That is not much
I,
better.
that's one of my favorite Marvel things. And I was like, low key, I feel like Flash, I'm not really gonna have no nightmares. Transformers? I might
Moms,
have
how are we gonna get nightmares from Transformers? It's Bumblebee. It's Optimus Prime.
the villains be scary.
They're cars. They're semi trucks.
At the end of the day, the CGI just gets better and better, or worse and worse. And I'm gonna have nightmares, moms. The suspense, the darkness. No,
Hey, all I'm gonna say is don't watch the new season of Black Mirror alone. Because baby, episode 2, Lock
which one is that
Henry,
one?
huh?
I said, what's the premise of that one? Because I was reading the little description. I was like, these can't be that bad.
Oh no, Lock Henry. It's the best one though. Like in my opinion, that's the best episode. But
Okay.
it was freaking me out. It's basically about this British boy and his girlfriend that go back to his hometown to film something. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Kind of like how White Lotus, you can't describe it.
No, I definitely can, but I think I would spoil it. Like you have to just experience it. But yeah, it's crazy, moms. Like I was in here shaking in my boots, and I'm like, yo, like Black Mirror is an intense show, but it's like usually it's nothing I can't handle. But that one was just such a good episode, and it was so intense. Like I loved it. So
one of the YouTubers, I always tell myself I'm gonna watch, but her vlogs be too long, so I just like to follow her on Twitter. She said she got high and watched Black Mirror. She said would not advise that I had to turn it off.
I wouldn't, honestly. It's scary sober, so I can't imagine it high.
I said, I'm already a scaredy cat. I'm not doing that. But okay, let's go. We had planned to only keep our rosebud and thorns to 15 minutes, and now I'm seeing. I said, oh, okay. So for this episode, we're going to talk about 10 things we've had it with. Now we already recorded this episode, but the audio sounded insane, and we couldn't sound it.
That's one of the things I've had it with, y'all. Our audio, bro, like we are so, as you can see if you're watching on video, we didn't invest in these mics. We are trying everything, y'all. We've had it with that. I've had it with trying to edit this to make it sound good, and it just, bottom line, trash in, trash out. If we record it and it sounds bad via the recording, there's no amount of editing that can fix it. So this was recorded 2 weeks ago, and we're back to refilm it because it sounded crazy the first time. Yeah. And then no amount of GarageBand could fix that. So,
which is crazy that you have to be in GarageBand for the podcast. Insane.
Like I'm DJing for real. And not, oh my God, not that type of DJ.
That's how my head cocked a little to the side.
Not that. Okay, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Okay, so let's get started, moms. We're just gonna popcorn back and forth with just ranting about 10 things we just had it with.
Fact. So mine is weight comment. So when you leave your hometown and then you come back, like obviously, especially like if you're in an ethnic household, they're going to comment on your weight. So me and my sister's dads are really, really close, and so I call Joy's dad Daddy-O, and so I FaceTime my sister at least twice a day minimum because I'm just like we're super close, and you guys are my confidants at this point. So I call her. She's like, "Oh, we have Cracker Barrel." Her daddy always taking her somewhere. I'm like, "Okay, he just been in a bag on outside food." So I'm like, "Oh, tell my daddy." Oh, I said hello. She flips the camera. He talking about some. Oh, wait, turn that back around. You filling out, huh? You put on some weight. Oh, it looks good. Daddy-O, why would you say that? So now I said, I'm not eating no sugar until I see him next. And it has been so hard because Lola has told me that I am sugar crazy, which is crazy because that's something you tell to a child. I'm a 20-year-old woman, okay? But I guess I am sugar crazy because I have been fiending for sugar. Like I've been eating mandarin oranges like there's no tomorrow. It's been bad. It's been so bad. Like
sugar, I'm not over sugar crazy. Like you're like Like you're like a 5-year-old. They gotta hide the Fruit Loops. Like that's crazy.
But he did refrain. So he bought my favorite candy before himself during my no sugar thing. And I've been like hitting the gym really intensely, but then I was like, it's never that deep. So I just went on a walk and called it a day. But this candy has been sitting in his little man satchel, and it's been staring at me. But he told me that he knew if he opened it, I'm gonna be like, can I have some? And he can't tell me no, because that's rude. So yeah, that's my main one. Like, weight comments from family members. Like, if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Like, I
Oh,
know you see, the last time you see me was Christmas. Realistically, I'm going to gain weight. I am a lady. Like,
and
what?
a growing lady at that. And I'm not gonna be 100 something, 115 pounds forever.
It really is. I will fluctuate between 115 and 130, I'm sure, my entire life before, until I have kids. I mean, that's the goal. I feel like 150, 120, 115, 120, depending on where it's at. Because when I eat bad, it goes straight to my stomach and my thighs. And that's why I went into H&M and couldn't fit the size 2 pants. And I said, oh, these are not built for ladies with hips. I am a size 4 in H&M, and I just got to accept it. What's your number one, moms?
My number one is DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, all of y'all. Any meal delivery services and y'all fees. By the time you put in the order, mind you, I'm really speaking on Chipotle specifically because I'm hoping that maybe this don't prevent us from getting a Chipotle sponsorship one day. Because if so, I take it all back. But Chipotle specifically, I will put in my bowl, right? And I know my bowl by heart. I get black beans, white rice, double chicken,
Okay.
okay, and the salsa and the corn and some cheese, and I'm good, right? But that's $13. By the time I add in those fees, why is my total 30?
Yeah, that sounds
And
right.
don't let me get some chips and guac on the side. Like
Oh,
by the time I'm done adding up all those fees, I could have just went and got it myself.
yeah.
Where's the convenience? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I feel like every single time I go in there, they're adding a new fee, like delivery, and then they want you to tip the driver $8. Why is the recommended this? What? Like, I'm over it. Like, I be tipping still, but it's like I'm not giving him that much. That's my bowl.
And they be getting it wrong, though.
They be getting it wrong, and I already told you, like, the whole thing about Uber Eats emailing me talking about you didn't submitted too many requests for your stuff being wrong. Mind you, they're not refunding me for these either. I'm just telling them, hey, by the way, next time don't put this on my bowl. And they said I was submitting more than the average person. I said, well, maybe it's because y'all messing up on stuff more than the average person. I'm taking this personal.
No
Every time
refund
Chipotle
space.
see my name, it's an issue.
Asia Thompson. Freaking
Asia Thompson. She ordering the same bowl for twice this week. So
yeah.
yeah, I've had it with DoorDash fees because I feel like it's just unnecessary. It doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely onto something. For me, my 2 is the insanity that comes before and during a period. I had been laying down. No, I went on my walk and I took a shower and I was like, why do I feel cramps? That when I tell you, when the last time we recorded this, I had just had my period. So I was talking from experience. Because before I didn't used to have pre-cramps. It was just like, all right, cramps like maybe in a few hours before my period starts, boom, my period. Now as a lady, I'm sure this is a scientific name for it, but I'm having pre-cramps and probably pre-irritation. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. And I'm like, my period, I just got my period. I'm 3 days away from my sugar week on my birth control thing map. If you know, you know. I'm sitting here like, I would just complain about my period 2 weeks ago. It's just like we only have so many days where we're not insane. So the things I've had it with is the insanity that comes before and during a period, because I always have to let everybody know I'm on my period. I'm probably going to be irritated the entire time.
Yeah.
That's it. And because I have my pre-period, I'm probably realistically I only have 2 fun weeks. That's it.
And heaven forbid something bad happens throughout those weeks and now you in a bad mood.
Exactly. And I can't even blame it on my period. At least now I can blame, that's the one thing I can blame it on my period. But it's like, okay, then I got to take BC powder. Also, if you're a girly that really struggles with cramps, BC powder, you pour it on your tongue. It's disgusting. Okay. Chase it down with juice. Think of it as like vodka, but in, what's that thing called? powder form, okay? And then just chase it with some cranberry juice or whatever. And when I tell you, I don't even got no cramps anymore. I honestly don't even need this heating pad that I got on right now. Like it, and I took it like while we were catching up, like maybe 30 minutes ago. So yeah, I hate my period, but I am glad that it's letting me know that I'm not, pregnant. But it's just like, couldn't I have like just a stamp? If I could have just a stamp on my back, just not pregnant, not pregnant. Like I would much rather have a messed up back than have to go through this.
Why can't we just go back to letters?
Who's in charge of sending them?
I don't know who got to pay for the stamps, but just let me know I have no cocoa felon in my stomach every month. And that's all I need.
Girl, hold on, okay? So basically, this tangent is going to be, there was this lady, she was chopping potatoes, the knife was too close to the baby was teething, and the baby was just staring. Just big eyes, like just big eyes just staring at us. I can really focus on the TikTok. She's talking about her son, he probably like 5, talking about some, mommy, my ear hurts, like screaming bloody murder, mommy, my ear hurts. Goes to the doctor's like, oh, you switched insurance, we don't have your insurance. She $150 out of pocket for them to tell her, oh, it's probably just allergies. They get home, takes a nap. She's like, all right, you know what? That she can't get them down for a nap. The baby falls asleep. Then the baby wakes up, and that's when the little boy falls asleep. And she's like, okay, let me make some banana bread. Let me be super mom. So then the little boy wakes up talking about she's like, how was your ear doing? He's like, I'm good. It was good. I was just faking. Oh, you've lost your ever loving mind. And he was like, he gonna look at her talking about yeah, I just wanted to be mean today. So
oh, see, I'm all for gentle parenting. Love a gentle parenting. But you get your ass beat that day.
Cause what? And then she's like, so then he went, he's getting potty trained and he pooped in the toilet finally. So they're calling everybody up, And then a few hours later, I think he's like, oh, mommy, like, I'm going poop. Diarrhea is all over the floor. Mind you, banana bread in the oven. By the time she cleans up everything, banana bread burnt. Okay. She said, if you didn't need birth control, you're welcome. And I was like,
no, that'll do it. And the fact that you were excited, calling everybody up, talk about he finally pooped in the toilet. We finna go throw some on the grill because the boy finally potty trains. And you shit everywhere. Like I just, you try to have grace towards kids, but I feel like when you have 2 kids under a certain age, I would say under 5 even.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
At the age where they can't go to school. I think that's it.
5. Long story short, space out your kids.
Moms, I don't know how Charity did it. I'm not gonna hold you. She had a 5, a 3, and a 1-year-old.
Yeah. Get off of her. You know them TikTok, them tweets that be like, get off her when they be having babies like within like 9 months.
Yes.
Like, is that not even allowed? I'm pretty sure it's not even allowed. You can't even like have a baby that close.
Moms, I don't know. It just sounds painful, like mentally, physically, emotionally, like all the leaves. It just seems like a lot.
Postpartumly?
Postpartumly? What's your number 2?
That's insane.
Yeah.
My number 2, on the topic of babies, actually, people getting mad at gender reveals when it's not the gender they want. Mm-mm. This actually just might be at the top of these aren't even any particular order, but if I had to put one at the top of the list, this might be at the top.
Yeah.
I just think about, and let me know if y'all have seen these. The videos were like, they got the balloon, it's a clear balloon. You don't know what color's in it. They pop it, it's pink. The mom didn't want a daughter. Now she's huffing and puffing. Like trying to not make it obvious that she's mad, but we can tell you're mad, babes. You're pissed off. And it's like, why are you pissed that you like just be blessed you have a child?
Yeah.
Why are we pissed? Or it's a son and now the dad kicking the chairs. What are we?
That the best friend set up for the baby shower.
Now the grandma talk about it's all right, baby, it's all right. Like it should never be that to where you're that set on having a specific gender that if you don't get the gender you want, you're trashing your own baby shower or gender reveal.
just try again. I feel
Just
bad for that baby when it
it's
comes to
like,
it.
imagine looking back on family home tapes as an adult and you see your gender reveal and your mom kicking chairs because she found out she was having you.
That's childhood trauma for sure.
That's trauma. Like, I just feel like people that do that don't deserve kids because
Yeah.
there's women out there that can't have kids and you mad that you had a girl.
Or paying thousands to freeze eggs or IVF. Like there's so many avenues for women that can have children, which I'm very scared of. I need to see how many eggs I have. Just my anxiety. What the like?
We just need it. We just need to count. We just
I
need
just
to. I just need to check in, see where I'm at.
thank you. I feel like we should go. Like we should do it.
We
Like hey,
we we, we do a type A black girls gyno link up.
how did you put it that way? Now that I'm really looking at it, that's actually a vlog. Hey guys, we're gonna.
Hey guys, so today we're going to Doctor. we send out. We make a post.
Invite. Hey guys, we'll be going live at the gyno. So that's actually insane.
Girlies at the gyno.
Girl, yes, the gyno is crazy. But this is fun.
Gyn and go.
Gyn and go is gyn. Gyn and go is crazy. It's getting to Lulu when we're only at 26 minutes. So what the frick? Okay, on to my three. Okay, so another thing I've had it with is white/black people potentially ruining a black event in a non-black state. This is very niche, but if you guys didn't know, I live in Denver, and we just had a Juneteenth event, and Denasia was like, "Oh, like how?" It's so weird calling Denasia. That's so weird. Mom was like, "How was Juneteenth?" And I was like, "I can tell you everything but this because like we like to shock each other on the pod." So basically we had gone to a Juneteenth event. Music Soul Child was gonna play. We get in there, they make us throw out all liquids. Like there's this little boy and he's on the verge of tears, having to throw away a brisk that's halfway drinking, mind you, brisk about this big. Two of them, just one of them big ones. Like you don't drink all that sugar. You can throw away it, to get to see Music Soul Child. So I throw away my LaCroix. Y'all know I love a good LaCroix. And Lola throws out his water. Okay, cool. We get not even 20 steps, mind you. Lola's a sneakerhead, but he wore one of his like dingier shoes, and he looked at me. He was like, and he got real serious, real quick, talking about some. If anything happens, go that way. I'm like, do you think you're a security guard? What? But I just sit in my head. I'm like, okay, sweets. Like, but the thing is, I forget. Like, as a man, like you kind of have to have your head on swivel. For me, if my man is around, I'm in Delulu land.
It's sunshine and butterflies because as a woman, why am I worried about somebody come and attack us? You need to be on guard, ready to fight for your family.
So, moms, mind you, it's like blocks of just vendors and food trucks. I'm like, oh, this is about to be good. Like we said we wasn't gonna eat there because like I was like, we brought chips so we didn't have to spend money because he spent a bag on me all weekend. And I was like, love it, but also pump the brakes, guys. Okay, not even 20 steps. Lola forgot he had a girlfriend. Let's just say that. Okay, moms, I turn to my right. I look. All I see. Think of that scene where the daddy died in Lion King. You see the little boars coming towards old boy, but just everybody running, like booking it. I'm like, so Lola's closest to the vendors. There's a baby in a stroller in between us, and then it's me. So he can't even grab me, or the baby would have fell on the floor. So he starts running. He looks over. I'm like, because and so then I'm like, and then why he hop over a table?
All right, it's giving Fast and Furious Vin Diesel doing too much. Because why are you hopping over tables? He talking about for family. Like, what are we doing?
I was like, and so after I was like, I'm a little anxious. I get very anxious really fast. I'm like, and he's like, "Are you okay, sweets?" And I was like, "Oh, you kind of forgot." He's like, "Yeah, I didn't want to knock over the baby, but I also had to get myself to safety." But then I was like, "I get that, but F the baby, pull me. Like, you know how anxious I get. You feel me? But like, I get it. It's like the baby or me, the baby or me. But then I was like, you know what? Like, it took me, it was like a split second. Think of how Miami was. That's exactly how it was, knocking over everything, you know. So he was like, in your gut, how does it feel? And I was just like, I just feel like we are in an encaged space, gate to gate, like chain link fences vibes. All it takes is one white person to be like, I know where all of those N words are. I'm going to get them. Because we never figured out. Because the thing is, the security guards weren't running fast enough for me. We never figured out what actually happened. But it's just like, I was just like, black people can't have nothing. Because, or if it wasn't a white person doing something crazy, it's a black people get irritated over the littlest thing. Oh, you stepped on my shoe. Da, 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 da. Like, we can't have nothing. Like, this is supposed to be Juneteenth. This is supposed to be a celebration of life. You feel me? So obviously there's more to Juneteenth, but like every black people coming together, you know, as a unit. And I was just so irritated because I was like, I want to be with my people in the crowd. But because I was just like, I do not trust it. Like I was like, I can climb a fence, but I'm not going to be happy about it. I'm not going to be happy about it. So he was like, because he asked me, he was like, if you can climb a fence, like we'll go. And I was like, it's just simply not happening. So we went out, rode scooters around to the back of the Music Soul Child performance. He didn't come out till an hour later. This man is about this small, okay? But I saw him come out of his car, and I was just like, he is so little. He looked like a little blue gumdrop because he had like a jean outfit on, and he was just like, he was as small as a gumdrop, and I was just like, I could put him in a carriage, you know. But yeah, he sang all the songs, and it was so good. And I taught Lola how to swag surf, and I was just like, I be forgetting that like I'm a little bit more black than him. Like he might be African, but I'm more African American than him, you know. And I was just like, do you know how to do this? And he was like, no. And I was like, I can teach you how to swag surf. I was lit. I was litter. I was just lit. But yeah, I was just so irritated because I was just like, all it takes is one person to ruin a huge event that people spent months planning. You know, because it takes a lot for something like that. But yeah, that just really irritated me. I still don't know what the root cause of it is, but I do know during when the Nuggets won the finals, there was a shooting that happened that kind of just got blanketed over all the celebration, and I was just like, I don't trust it. So yeah, we watched Music Soul Child, the back of his performance, through a chain link fence by scooters, just in case we need to scan them. And yeah, that was Juneteenth. What about you, Mom? What's your 3?
First of all, that's crazy. And I was worried about this weekend because I was like, I hope that nothing crazy happens, because you're right. When you get all black people in one space, all it takes is somebody racist or somebody crazy to be like, this is the perfect target. So exactly. I'm glad, at least not that I know of, I didn't hear any of like mass shootings this weekend, because you know those come very often.
That part.
Oh, for me, my third one is people acting like McDonald's isn't good. Like, okay, I can admit, yes, it's not healthy. We know that. We know that the nuggets are pink meat. We know this.
Okay.
But you cannot look me in the eye and tell me you have not had a fresh McDonald's fry and you know it hits. You know, you can't tell me you've had a McFlurry with some nuggets and that barbecue sauce and told me that doesn't hit.
No, I would be lying straight to your face.
You would be Pinocchio, and you know it, and you cannot tell me you have not had McGriddle and enjoyed it.
Oh, on a road trip
with a hash brown? Be for real. I just feel like people be lying about fast food. Like, yes, we know it's not healthy for you. It's not good for you. But on a drunk night and you need a fry, you know where you're going. And I'm asking for it without salt so they can make them things fresh. If you didn't know, now you know. Ask for without salt. That way you don't get the ones that have been sitting there. And then when you get to the register, ask for packets of salt. So I just feel like you just got to do what you got to do. Like, I just feel like it's not that deep as people make it is. And I know there's a lot of almond moms out there that think that, like, you know, like, I gotta juice everything. You don't. You can have a fry.
Yeah. My bestie's mom is an almond mom. Like, I'm talking about, like, they introduced me to so many different sugar substitutes. I was like, what the suck is a xylitol? What the suck is a monk fruit? You know, like they're talking about the baby talking about some. I think 2 years old. This shocked me, talking about some. Can I have a xylitol a lollipop? What? Why does that baby know an X word?
He's and 2. Why is that word next to lollipop? That's so contradicting.
Like, it's so crazy the way we grew up. Like, when I tell you, me and my best friend, she would have like hummus, carrots, and a salad and a little sandwich in her little lunch tin. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I would have fruit roll up Doritos and like turkey sandwich with mustard and mayo. And they don't really do sauces or condiments like that. Like, when I lived over there, I had to buy ranch. Yeah, and so we would switch our, like, I would give her a fruit roll up and she would give me her hummus and carrots. Like, yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy because I was having the Lunchable, the pizza one.
You know how I feel about that. I do not like that. But mom, yesterday we actually had a catch up call. Why I was like, yeah, girl, I'm really trying to be healthy. So I made myself a sweet potato with some brown sugar, some cinnamon, some nutmeg, and some almond extract to make it taste like a little birthday cake. Granted, I put too much extract in it and it just tastes like extract, but I still ate the full thing. And she's
Period.
like, healthy? I said, is that not healthy to you? She goes, I said, B, so what do you put on your sweet potato? She's like, nothing. You're raw dog and sweet potatoes.
Not a yam to her name.
I said, Moms, you don't put nothing. She's like, I might put salt.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
I said,
baby, love her down, but I know where I'm not going for Thanksgiving because them yams would not be candied.
oh, no, no, no. They don't really do, like, when I tell you, so her stepdad, I since I've known them, that's been her stepdad. So, we basically I grew up with him. And so, but he doesn't eat sugar. I like literally, I'll be like, can I have some syrup? And he's like, do you need that much syrup? Or like, I'll be like, oh, what? I'll put stuff that I think is okay. And he's like, that sure is kind of sugary, huh? Now, Luke.
Oh,
Like,
it's giving we're gonna water down the apple juice.
oh, no, no, no. They're super, super healthy. And like when I go over there, it's like a breath of fresh air. But I'm like, whoo, I need some condiments. Like I need some ranch or some barbecue sauce or something. But like her mom, when I do come over, she like kind of like she makes her more non-healthier meals, which is like healthy to me. But
Mm.
not almond mom, but she's like, I know Faith is coming over. Let me cook my tamales or the things she knows I'm for sure gonna like. Because at this point she knows, like, don't come in here with, we're not doing that.
Mm-mm.
But love that family down. Like I will, I'm gonna get a ginger shot when I'm over there. Like I will get all my nutrients when I go over there. I promise you. She's like, oh, you're sick. Let me juice some carrots, apples, oranges, and ginger. And she's like, we're gonna take some
Aw.
shots. Yeah, that's my family. Like I cannot wait. Like the babies be, oh Faith, and I called every baby over there Strudel and Jet Puff because the little boy, he is so bright. He looked like a chubby little marshmallow. So his name is Jet Puff. And then their last name is Shradle, but that I don't want to pronounce that. So I called a little baby Shradle. And yeah, not I'd be making nicknames for everybody, but how to suck. Anyway, Almond Mom. That's how we got there. That's how we got there. My number 4 is weird animals in my For You page. I don't want that. I've been getting the freaking TikToks with like 0 views and things like that, and I'm like, I don't want to be the first person.
Me too.
What's going on with the algorithms? And then I'll if I get a snake on my TikTok, I will literally shut it off. I will log off. Or during this time, right before we had recorded this last time, girl, I saw this snail the size of half of my head eating like it's food, and it grossed me out. Like I do not like slimy things. I don't like amphibians, and I do not like reptiles or in tiny little holes. I hate that. So if I see anything like that, a creepy crawly, I'm who at TikTok headquarters put this on my For You page? Somebody needs
And
to get fired.
along with that, I don't play with snakes. I don't play with rodents. I don't play with amphibians, reptiles, insects. We done covered about almost all the families. Some mammals too, including humans. I don't play with none of them.
Some of y'all be looking insane, and I really don't want to see y'all. I want my regular black people / Amazon / wedding content. That's it. That is it, and that's all.
Because sometimes I go on TikTok and I close the app right as soon as the second I open it.
And I'm like, I'm sure somebody thinks this is entertaining. Okay, because I'm sure that I see they have a platform, but I'm just not one of those people. And I can't even close my eyes and figure out where the block button is because now I have to see it over and over again. So of course I'm gonna see it again. So
And and on that note about social media, my number 4 is when people post on that black screen.
I don't care.
Listen, and the thing is, I say this with my fullest heart that if you're going through something and you need a social media break, I get it. I've been taking social media breaks left and right. But
Instagram did it right now for me because I got irritated.
but when you post on that black screen talking about y'all just don't get me, I'm realizing who my ops are, I can't trust nobody, I'm leaving social media for a while. If you need me, text me. If you got my number, you know where I'm at. Why are we announcing departures? Or why are we announcing my least favorite one? I'm realizing I gotta move in silence. Why are we announcing the silent moves? It's never made any sense to me. I feel like announcing that you're leaving is almost like you he would be like, "Oh no, why are you going? Where are you going?" Like it's always my biggest pet peeve. It started in middle school with like
Yep.
middle high school with Snapchat and people being like they would post like the broken heart emoji
Yep. And everybody's like,
on a
"What's
black
wrong?"
screen. Yeah, they would post the broken heart emoji on a black screen, and then the next post was like, "I'm going for a while." Dot dot dot. Come on, this guy stinks. Like, get him out of here. That used to irritate me so bad, and I feel like some people just haven't got out of that. Like, they have not left that. Like, why are you still posting on a black screen at 30 years old? Like, let's go, baby. Just uninstall the app. Uninstall the app.
Go on Facebook. I feel like some content is for Facebook. And I saw Aaliyah's interlude. I love when she tweets. Somebody was like, posted something from Instagram to Twitter, and I was like, "Don't bring this to Twitter. This isn't for Twitter, or at least not for my Twitter." Literally, like this, I think she was having a panic attack or something, and the man came up to her. It made me cringe and choked her from behind and was like, "It's okay, Daddy's home."
Well,
That's for Facebook. That's for 30 up. No,
that's what he said. I kept scrolling. I didn't watch the video. I
that
purposely did not watch the video.
the audio wasn't that high, but as I was reading his lips and seeing his face, I just assumed that's what he said. So, I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure I'm spot on.
I don't think you're wrong. I can't hate when people be cringy on social media and they think they're not cringy. I like when you posted that because I imagine it took multiple takes for him to come behind her and choke her. Why did you think you could set up your camera and do that multiple times and then you rewatched it
And put it
and
to music.
and put it to music? You put it into an editing software. You added music in the background. Then you added it to Instagram and you came with a caption and then you posted it. That's too many steps and too many opportunities for you to think of what you did.
It had 57 likes, 57,000 likes. So imagine how many
Oh.
views. What the frick?
Digital footprint, babes. Let's remember what we post.
How about you just put it in the weirdo married couple group chat? I feel like or maybe make a Facebook group. Private things we want to share online, but we have a digital footprint. Maybe we could try that.
Yeah. It's raps, moms. But what's your number? What's your number 5?
Hot dog hate. So I had told my mom I was gonna make hot dogs because I don't know if I told y'all this, but she'd be like, "What you feeding my son? You feeding my son? Did you feed my son today?" Like, I'm the homemaker. Mom, I have a job too, but yes, I'll be feeding your son. Okay. She does really think that she popped him out. Like she's never had a son, so she really does feel like, how's my son doing? I don't think I've ever heard her say Danny. She's like, I love you, son. Night night, son. What? Mom? It's a grown man. So I was like, oh yeah, mom, I have leftover chili. Why was I making chili at 23? Because I found out on Pinterest and I wanted to. And I was like, okay, well, I have some brats. Let me make some chili dogs. So I was like, yeah, mom, I'm making chili dogs. And she's like, talking about some, you feeding my son hot dogs? No, I'm feeding your son brats with chili on top. Okay. And mind your business. I found it on Pinterest and he's going to eat it because he doesn't cook cook here. He at that point he wasn't really cooking, and so now he cooks every twice a week. But
No.
feed what you feeding my son hot dogs? That just sounds very derogatory, and it's like at least he's having food in his system every night consistently. Okay, so yeah, hot dog hate. I feel like at the end of the day, you're gonna eat a hot dog if it's on the grill. So everybody needs to stop hating on hot dogs. I feel like it's similar to the McDonald's hate. At the end of the day, you're gonna eat some McDonald's and you're gonna eat a hot dog and you're gonna like it with some barbecue sauce on top.
Listen, you know what I say justice for the glizzies. You know me.
Gosh, what's wrong with
You said, God.
what's wrong with you? What? Moms, what's your freaking what's your five? What's your number five?
My next is for one when TSA be a little too loud with their yelling. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I know I gotta take my shoes off and take the laptop out, but you don't gotta yell about it.
In your
I've been
face.
here before. Now, granted, there are some people that act like they've never been on a plane before and they be acting brand new. So
Yeah.
I get it. But like, you know that video on Twitter that's like, if you got shoes on, take it off. Like that. When I tell you when I fly out of Newark, that is dead ass how they yell at you. And I'd be looking at them like,
It's 6 a.m.
because I only take morning flights realistically. It's too early for you to be yelling like that. So that's part of it. And my second one that I'm sick of is people, and maybe I just have bad luck with this.
Yeah.
People sitting in your seat on a plane because they want to be with their family, but already sitting in it before they ask you. Like, you don't even get to the seat. You come to the seat, you looking like 27C, this is me, but some heifer sitting in here. Whole time the heifer gonna ask, oh, I'm with my family. Is it okay if I sit here? You should have paid for the upgrade, babes, because I specifically asked for a window seat, and I want to see us take off so I can get my Instagram picture. So no, actually, I need my seat. And they be acting like you're literally obligated to give them your seat.
Yeah. Like,
like I'm not doing it, babes. And the thing is, like, this happened to me in real life, and I remember specifically she was in row 14.
yeah.
And she was in a window seat, and her parents or somebody was sitting in both seats next to her. So they chatted up like, this her seat. She'd have seated up. She seat belted up, moms. She thought this was her seat. Like, put her stuff under. You know, they be like, stuff your bag under the seat in front of you. And if it's not all the way under, they be pressing you about that. She had her bag all the way under there. And I'm like, oh, she really comfortable in my seat. And I said, hey, I'm in that seat. She said, oh, yeah, we didn't know if you were going to come. I paid the ticket. The pilot said this was a full flight. I might have been a little late through TSA, but I'm here. Get up. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna just let her have it because, like, I don't feel like getting mean mugged by her parents this entire 5-hour ride. So I said, girl, cool. I said, next time maybe you should wait until I get here before you ask to move.
Yeah.
And she said, oh yeah, I understand. I'm in 27. Girl, goddamn last row in the plane. I said I should have never agreed to this because it took me like 30 extra minutes to get off the plane. Because everybody, as soon as the plane land, they want to start clapping. Everybody want to stand up. We're in row 30, standing up.
Yep.
Sit back down, Richard. You're not getting your bag until about least 20 minutes later because we didn't even get to the runway yet. He's still driving this thing.
When we land, especially if I'm way back there, I look up. I go right back to sleep.
Girl, I got about 20 more minutes left in me.
Thank you. And that's a good sleep. Like, you really in it. I'm not. What do I need to be?
Girl, I don't even be texting my ride yet. Like,
No.
hey, we here. I wait until about 5 rows, and I'd be like, okay, I'm about to go get my checked bag.
Exactly.
Because realistically, if you're in the last row, give it about 30 minutes, babes. Because everybody gonna want to start moving around, kids yelling. It's gonna be a lot. But yeah, I had it out for that girl because I said, oh, she knew she was in almost the last row. That's why she was getting comfy in my chair.
And it's only those colored people that really be doing that. I don't think I've ever experienced an ethnic person to do that. Because
I've never sat in somebody else's chair and expected them to just give it up to me because I'm supposed to be sitting next to my family. You're about to go on a whole trip with them a whole trip with them. Come on. Like unless this is y'all honeymoon or
Okay.
it's a baby or a child, then I get it. Like
Yeah.
if it's a baby or child, I get it. But if y'all are grown adults, you about to spend this whole trip with each other, how about you take them 5 minutes to get some peace and some quiet?
That
That's
part.
what I would do. But
Speaking
yeah,
of
no.
trips, okay.
That one's personal.
Very, extremely. Okay. Speaking of trips, adult schedules really irritate me because like, in college it's like, okay, we have finals and da 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 da, da, so it's a little bit easier. But when you're an adult, it's like, oh, can't do this month because that's quarter start. Okay, also can't do this month because it's my birthday or our anniversary or this and that. And then my sister's in college, so she runs and she's on a full ride. So she's like, I can only go on trips in November, December, and the summer. What the frick? Okay, so and then she's like, and I can't miss Thanksgiving because I only have a week and that's my favorite holiday and I really need food. I'm like, oh, y'all irritate me. And so like, and then trying to plan a trip where everybody's like making all these plans, talking about some, hey, okay, Faith, you got it. Are y'all gonna pull through when the money needs to be there? That's my thing because I don't think we're all making it to Tokyo.
I, not gonna hold you. I don't think the group chat to Dubai is making it. I don't think that trip's making it out of the chat. I have a feeling when it comes time to pay that flight, it's gonna be, hey y'all, did y'all buy the flight yet? No response for 8 hours. But
Oh no,
everybody on Twitter.
and Instagram. I see that dot. Okay, I'm not doing this. No, oh my it's. I love to plan a trip, but when I know the girlies are gonna pull through. Okay, so let's just say I might be going on 2 Virgin Voyages cruises within 2 months, which I'm just like, ugh. But one is for Thanksgiving and then one is for a cousin trip on Christmas or during Christmas. So I'm just like, you know what? It's got to do what got to do. Cruises are going to be fun. Food's going to be great. I'm about to be big as a house. So, living la vida loca. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're just never gonna unbig our backs. I think we've accepted that.
That's simply it. Like I go ham before I go to my hometown, but during the hometown and after, I don't really care.
Yeah. Speaking of appearances, I guess. I mean, I don't know if that was a good transition. My next one is influencer skincare brands.
Yep.
I mean, exception is Fenty because I don't consider Rihanna an influencer
Yeah.
personally. But like Addison Rae, Haley Bieber, even Lori Harvey. Love her, love Lori Harvey down. But those people have certified dermatologists working for them. They can go and afford the most incredible skincare out there. But you mean to tell me this little $20 toner that you made in some factory that you don't even put on your face is what cleared your acne? Let's not lie, babes. Influencers that try to sell you, like, especially celebrities that try to sell you their skincare. Like, I think when like I'd seen back in the day, Kendall Jenner was like working with Proactive. I said,
Can't
now
get
Kendall, I know Chris got you going to a certified high-end LA dermatologist.
that part.
Proactive did not clear your skin. Like they be saying this all for a bag, and it's like you know for a fact that your skin is not that clear because you use Proactive. It's clear because you got money. It's
Filler.
clear because you know your bills is paid. It's
That,
clear because you can afford a very nice diet and manage your hormones. It's clear because you have all these assets to literally build a reputation off of being pretty.
yeah,
It is
facts.
not because of road beauty.
Yeah, I don't think I ever gave into that. Even, I mean, I do want to try the Rare Beauty blush, even though it's not skincare. I do want to try it because that junk is freaking pigmented. But I think I'm just gonna stick to my La Roche Posay and call it a day vibes. I realize, my skin isn't even bad in the first place. Let me just do something simple. I don't need a 12-step regimen. I really don't.
Thank
It was
you.
never given that. I tried to do Black Girl sunscreen and it worked, but because I changed not weather, like I changed states, I guess my face makeup changed. So Black Girl sunscreen was actually drying out my skin, which is crazy because it's super oily. So I had to just stick with some Pond's. I just had to get like a little $4 Pond's, and Pond's and a little snail mucin gets me going. I don't even know if snail mucin actually works for me, but I bought it, so I'm gonna use it. But yeah, I don't need it a lot. I think it's 3 steps. Yeah, 3 steps for my facial routine.
And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the TikTok, I call them TikTok dermatologists because don't nobody be certified. Like they
Yeah.
really just be on there talking. Like a lot of them will be like, this product gives you glass skin, and it's something that specifically worked for their skin, and it's like everybody thinks that it's gonna work for everybody. Like the Paula's Choice salicylic acid.
Yeah.
I had seen that. I was like, oh, I'm about to buy that, not knowing that on the actual the product it says to use it 1 to 2 times a day. You are not supposed to use an acid on your face even that many times a week. Like you're not supposed to use it like 2 to 3 times a week and build your tolerance up.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to TikTok dermatologist. I'm pretty sure I ruined my skin barrier because I was just playing with products. And I'm like, you do not need that much. Realistically, unless you have cystic acne or unless you have like actual like acne, not just a little bump here and there, but like actual acne that you're dealing with, go to a dermatologist to figure that out.
Absolutely.
Because TikTok dermatologist is not going to help you, and Lori Harvey's skincare brand is damn sure not going to help you because she don't need it. Let's be honest.
She's beautiful. Shout out to her.
They literally be washing like Kylie's skin. She be like,
no, you need to get in there. You need to
like,
get in.
no, like literally when I tell you, I've seen videos of them and they don't even let their own products touch their skin. So why are they promoting it? Yeah, for a bag. I'm over it.
All 4 bag vibes. For me, my number 7 is you know what phrase does the type A black girlies hate? 3, 2, 1.
Ups and downs.
Okay, we don't like that. So if I see what I've had it with is seeing ups and downs in a post, or equally as dangerous and just daunting is, I love my wife. She might not be the smartest. She might not be the prettiest. She might not have the most degrees. But at the end of the day, I love her. Why the frick would you say that? Did she approve that post? And it's the ugliest picture.
Oh, it's the worst picture. And on top of that, they be like, my wife may not be no Rihanna. Or like they always want to bring in their celebrity crush into it. And it's like, why are you putting your wife in the same box as Rihanna? You're setting her up.
Bro, that caption's just going to be repeating all in her mind. Because what? And it's going to be inside joke.
And same goes with low-key women's posts too, where they be like, he may dog me out every month.
We may have broken up 7 times this week.
There's only that's my man. He know where home is. Does he?
Let's go to yours. What's your next? Because
mine. This is a 2-folder.
Yeah.
When people say he know where home is, that phrase and ups and downs is up there for me. Because does he? Does he have the address in Google Maps? Because he at her home right now. So whose house is he at? Where is home? Let's talk about it.
You know what SZA said?
My man is your man. And her man too. Like, yeah.
That's kind of what it's giving. And the thing is, depending on whose close friends you are, you might even know who the side piece is. Now what?
Or better yet, everybody knows whose home he's at besides you.
And then you get a hey girly text, you don't want to believe her. Or you want to get mad at her.
Or now you get a hey girl, can we talk? And your Instagram requested DMs.
Oh, that.
Heaven help her.
Heaven and all the angels. What the frick?
It's insane. So it's just like, for me personally, I never say no mess like that. Because if there's one thing a man will do, it's embarrass you.
I thank Lola at least once a week. I said, you know how you see something so crazy on Instagram or Twitter? You're like, thank you. Thank you for not making me look crazy.
Crazy out here. Because every day I see something and I'm like, why is he out there embarrassing his girl like that? Or like, it don't make no sense. And on that note too, they be knowing exactly, when you do leave, they be knowing exactly when you move on. It's like a radar. I'm convinced. It's definitely like an earpiece they all have installed here. And the second that you start moving on and healing. Hey, sir, we got notification that she's moving on. Can we get a text coming in? Can we get a birthday text in 3, 2, 1? Can we get a hey, I was thinking about you in 5 seconds? Yep. Good. Sent. Like, I'm convinced.
Remember that movie with Gabrielle Union and Oh Boy, and they were controlling him up in the head?
I
Oh,
do remember that. I don't remember what it's called, but that's what it's
that's what
giving.
it's giving. Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, they can smell it. And time again, they smell it.
Oh, they know when you're single. I'm convinced they also, like, men who are not even your man, like, they just know when you're single. They can sniff it. And they're
Mhm.
like, mm-hmm.
Time to continue the DMs. You look so
Three, two,
good today.
one. Like that story. I'm convinced it's an earpiece. It's a universal thing, because how do they know every time?
I don't know. Maybe it's just like in that X chromosome. Is the X or the Y the man?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen it in class, and I was never a big biology girl, so we gonna stick with that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Somebody correct us in the comments.
the X chromosome got that earpiece. Let's just say that.
Let's say
Okay.
that.
Um, Having to ship things when the store is down the road. I have to FedEx my AT&T router. It, even though AT&T is down the road. What the frack? We are in 2023. Talking about some no, we can't accept that. Well, it's an AT&T router. Why can't I just give it to AT&T store? You guys are making it harder, and that's how you guys are charging me $150. You guys are making it real
Mm.
easy to take. Oh, moms. It almost ruined my day. My therapist was like, it just sounds like you don't like adulting. I said, she's like, because adulting is very expensive. And I was like, okay, you might be onto something. And it's so irritating to me because, like, nobody taught me how to do this. Nobody teaches you that you have to return a router when you freaking leave. It was just chilling up in my closet. The man installed it. Why can't the man come and uninstall it?
Hmm.
Uh,
Just the process of returning things in general, if we're honest. Every time I buy something online and it don't fit, I just be taking the L. Cause where am I gonna get a printer? I'm not going to go print it out, and then I gotta go to FedEx, and I gotta hope they can scan the QR code if it's a virtual one, and they gotta print it out, but it costs $4 to print in the store. It's a whole thing. I gotta go find an old Amazon bag, use some duct tape, wrap it up. Like, they make it so hard to return things. I feel like it's on purpose, because they know that at the end of the day, if it's too hard to return it, people just gonna keep it.
Yep.
Charge it to the game, which is what I be doing.
I just
Unless it
got
was too expensive, then I'm getting that tape out and we're gonna find a printer.
depending on that threshold. If it exceeds it, okay, I might be returning it.
Yeah, but I know that we be ranting, as y'all can see. We go on tangents, so we're gonna have to rapid fire these last couple
Yes.
ones. My next one is looking 12 when I have my natural hair. I don't know how or what the science is behind me wearing my natural hair and how I just magically become like 3 years younger. But I swear, the second I change my hair to like my natural hair, I look young. Like, the person that is at my liquor store down the street, mind you, I'm a shapeshifter. I'm gonna have my natural hair one week. I'm gonna have 30-inch bust down bundles the next.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know.
Yeah.
I went and bought wine for a wine night, and I went in there one week with my natural hair, and he carded me, and he was like, "Hey, little lady." I said, "All right." He said, "You supposed to be buying this?" I said, "Sir, I was literally just here last week. You saw me, and you didn't ask for my ID." And he was like, "Did I?" I said, "Yes, I promise I'm the same girl. I live literally down the street." He
Embarrassing.
was like, "I don't recognize you." I said, "Well, I mean,
What?
I don't know what to tell you. I guess I just literally turned into literally a 20-year-old within 3 seconds." So
Yeah. And at 20 is even pushing it, depending on the hairstyle.
don't let me get some two little puffs, baby.
Honestly, in our family, we call them Hong Kongs. Two little Hong Kongs, and I look about 50.
Two
If
little Hong Kongs, and I'm back in AP Chem.
okay, my next one is back to back to back meetings. First of all, why does my day start at 7:30 and the entire Outlook calendar is filled until 3? Who did that? Mind you, I accepted all the meetings, but it's just like The fact that I picked that day, mind you, this is tomorrow. 7:30 to 3 is that's my tomorrow. I'm just like, when am I supposed to freaking get work done? If I'm in meetings this entire time, now I gotta multitask, and I'm not about to get everything I need to get from these meetings because now I gotta work and check on my little products while being in this meeting and contributing. So tomorrow, let's just say I'm having a fat nap once that 3 o'clock meeting is done. Since I'm working from 7:30 to 3, I didn't get a break. I will be off at 3 tomorrow, and I took PTO because girl, this is your time to take that PTO. You do not need to be on the beach to be on PTO. If you need a day, take that PTO. It'll come back. It will come back.
Girl,
Okay.
and on that note, when people I'd be like, oh, put time on my calendar. Why are you gonna put time on my calendar the one time you see I got another meeting? Now I gotta shift things around and see. If I say put time on my calendar and I only got a meeting from 3 to 4, and you saw 1 or 2 was open, why is the meeting scheduled for another 3 to 4? Now I got 2 interflicting meetings. Now I gotta tell my manager, oh, I gotta go. What?
It's just I think it's very inconsiderate because you saw that block. Now you didn't know exactly what meeting it was, but at the end of the day, I put the block there and I told you my calendar was updated. That means put it somewhere where there's a white space, not a blue.
You live and you learn. But me personally, if I see that blue block, I'm never scheduling nothing on that blue block. But hey, I mean, to each their own.
Yeah.
Oh, my next one. TV shows these days being 6 to 8 episodes. I remember back in the day, you could watch Pretty Little Liars, you could watch Teen Wolf, you could watch, the classics for real.
Yeah.
And those were about 20 to 30 episodes in one season. And them seasons was coming out back to back. Like I'm talking with the seasons. You had a season in summer. They might have took a little break and had a cliffhanger over fall. And then it was back in winter. Like they were not taking 3 to 4 years like Euphoria to film 5 episodes of Rue still owing that lady money.
Ooh, that's
what are we doing?
Freaking darn.
And I know that we're cutting out the fluff. Like in reality, I mean, I guess TV shows these days are getting straight to the point. They cut out all them side characters. They get into the plot. You get 8 episodes of pure plot. So you could argue that maybe the seasons are better if you want to. But in reality, why are we taking that long between different seasons to film?
No.
Stranger Things talking about the final season come out in 2025. Them kids gonna be grown as hell. This is supposed to be about some kids, and they keep cutting 11's hair trying to make her look younger. Millie Bobby Brown is grown.
She's married. Like what?
Millie Bobby Brown is literally married. She is no longer 11. You need to either do a time jump or figure something out. But you should never taken that long in between each season to film. Like, what happened to bring back true film, baby?
True film is crazy. I think the closest thing that we get to that with that is Abbott Elementary, which I love. But with the writer strike, I don't know if we're getting a fall season, which I'm very scared for. Like, shout out to the writers, but like, no right for Abbott though.
Hey, I know y'all on strike and everything, but we need that new season.
Can we get a pin in everybody's hand, please?
Listen, I'm gonna need that principal to be on my screen by tomorrow. So I'm gonna need somebody to get in there and start writing.
I need at least a Christmas episode. I would love a Christmas episode.
Maybe even a Halloween special. Like we just need something.
A special. Yeah, just feed us a little bit. And we will make the memes from there, and we'll be good.
Girl, they talk about we on strike. What part of strike don't y'all get?
Well, I actually wasn't really like aware of any strike when I was like 8 when it happened last. So this is my first one, and I'm not really rocking with it for real.
No, I mean I'm not really a fan of anything recession related. Going through it or having to watch shows that are with the strike. So I'm gonna need them to start paying them people what rates they need so we can get a move on. Because Euphoria is not gonna write itself.
Girl, they actually said a main reason why the HBO Max girlies changed it into Max is because it was HBO. They had so many of those shows that were under HBO. They had to pay like the royalties to everybody. So but changing the name, now there is the name on all the documents is different. They don't have to pay. And I was like, these CEOs are insane. They don't want to pay nobody nothing.
Insane. You dropped the HBO. As long as I've known it's been HBO. HBO been around for I don't know how long.
I will not refer to that as Max
I said,
ever.
who is Max?
Him. That's actually his name.
I said, who? Literally, I got an email talking about sign up for Max. I said, spam.
Stupid. Stupid. That is dumb. Okay, my last one is putting in PTO. It just seems very intrusive. Like, why I gotta tell you what we doing on PTO? And then I was like, okay, Faith, like either way, like mind you, every time I put in PTO, I never say out of office. I just leave. It's like nobody really needs me. They ain't gonna really realize. But now that I have my own stuff, as a grown lady in corporate, I gotta put a PTO thing out. They be like out of office. I'll see y'all when I come back. No, I made it fun. I went to Chat GBT. I said, fun out of office response going to Arizona. Hey y'all, I will be in the blazing state of Arizona, and I put colors and made it bold and made it italicized. If we gonna do it, we gonna have fun. Okay, I'll put a picture of my dump in June. Actually, the dump will be coming soon, but yeah, Moms, what's your last one?
My last one is when artists go on tour and don't put on a show. I'm paying you because I'm paying to see an artist perform. And maybe my bar is just very high because I'm seeing what Beyonce is doing on the Renaissance tour. And let's be honest, I'm not going to name names, but they keep comparing to her to this lady, Baylor Whift.
I'm not gonna name names. Bailey Whip is crazy.
I just feel like there's different levels of artistry, but I feel like a lot of artists these days don't be actually putting in the work to put on a show. If you're going on tour, I want to see theatrics. I want to see background dancers. I want to see visuals. I want to see things that really make you feel like an artist. Like Michael Jackson used to come out on stage and people would faint.
I need that.
I need you to bring that. Like these artists don't be wanting to bring that. I'm gonna need to. Normani, where is your album? Like I'm really. I
Oh,
need y'all to get it together.
that would be a good tour. She would give.
Shout out to Tiana Taylor for finally making these artists kind of have some creative vision to their concerts. But I'm like, even the rap girlies, you can't just go up there and shake it. I'm gonna need you to really give me a show. Like I don't know what it takes. Maybe I need to become a creative director so I can tell them what we need.
That may be it. But the thing is, some genres you really can't pop lock and drop it. You just kind of have to vibe. Depending on the artist, you need to give a show. But let's just say there's one artist. I never gave y'all a Philly recap, but let's just say somebody that rhymes with Mizzy Sick Alpine. I saw her and I paid over $100 to see her. First of all, frick you, StubHub. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? Because I barely got in there. I was in the back, and I'm not gonna blame Lizzie, okay? Because you can't do much with the genre that she has. But nobody drank water in that freaking concert. So moms, before every chorus, people were fainting. There's no reason why you should be fainting at a Lizzie McAlpine concert. Did you take acid before you got in here? Why didn't you drink water? Also, it's a Lizzie McAlpine concert. We should all be relaxed and crying. That's it. That's the most emotion we should have in here. She had to stop during every single chorus talking about somebody's in there. And after Travis Scott, everybody got to stop, She's like, oh, somebody there, somebody there. Everybody, and somebody at the top talking about you guys need to drink water. Thank you.
And it's not just her. Like I feel like a lot of artists are kind of like, y'all like my music, so y'all just have to deal with whatever I put on this stage. I'm not gonna name names, but Brink Frotion at Coachella, I love Brink down, like a huge fan. But had any type of female artist, imagine if Rihanna got up there and did what he did for the Super Bowl. Crucified. She would be crucified. Like they are literally acting like he gets a pass for basically just messing up his entire Coachella performance.
And then canceling?
Like, I don't know. I just feel like if you didn't want to do it, don't sign up for it. And if you don't want to go on tour and you hate touring, don't do it.
Simple.
No one's forcing you.
Yeah. Ugh. This was fun. I feel like we got a lot of bad energy out. And Who's sad?
What's
Honestly,
that?
we haven't had a therapy session episode in a while, and I feel like this was definitely better than our last one because I think maybe we just had a little bit of a rough week, so a lot of our like intensity was coming out through all of these things. But let's go ahead and get into the affirmations of the week. Also, I do want to credit the inspo. These two white ladies that look like Karens but aren't Karens have this podcast called We've Had It, and it's freaking amazing. And that's the inspo for this episode.
Yeah,
But
they're very funny. Like every time they rant, I'll be like, you know what? They're not wrong.
you guys are on sometimes. I like that. So definitely tap in while we are on off season after you've listened to every single all these freaking 50 episodes. Okay. But the affirmation of the week is it's okay to be over it. Okay.
It
It's okay.
is.
Life.
It's giving Summer Walker over it. It's all right. And
That's
that's okay. And with that, we also have some calls from the request line. This is your reminder that while we're on off season to submit your questions.
Yep.
It's in our bio, like always. If you're new here, go to our Instagram bio, which you'll see in the description of this episode, and you guys will see free suggestion box. It's completely anonymous. You can submit any dilemmas or questions that you have there, and there's no word limit, nothing. So you can type away, and we will get back to you as soon as we can with an answer.
Absolutely.
But we do have one that we wanted to get to before the end of this season.
Absolutely.
And this person says, how do I deal with non-Black people in the workplace overly complimenting your hair and asking questions about it? Example, is that all your hair? How do you wash it? Because HR is about to be my bestie for real.
I haven't had this. I feel like I always thought I was going to get this in corporate. I was like, I need to stay ready so I don't have to get ready, just being ready. But I have never experienced this. Moms, what about you?
I mean, I change my hair constantly, so I feel like I have gotten more of this, like, okay, did you use our products when you did your hair like that? Like, that's really what the questions I begin. But it's like, for me, I think the way I handle it is always kind of shutting the conversation down quickly to make them know that you're not comfortable with it. So if like someone, for example, if someone comes up to you and like, oh, is that all your hair? I don't really feel comfortable talking about my hair like that. Like it is all mine. Maybe that's a harsh response. Actually, maybe don't do that. Maybe just be like,
I'm not really comfortable talking about that.
And yeah, I think the way to handle it is just kind of make it known that you're not comfortable with talking about your hair like that, because you don't probably point out when they get a small haircut. Or maybe you do, but it's like you might be uncomfortable with people pointing it out like that, and that's okay. And for me, like, sometimes I would turn things into a joke. If someone's like, oh, your hair got so long, is that all your hair? I bought it. Like, like just small like jokes to kind of keep the cadence very casual and cool, but also remind them like, this isn't something that you should be commenting on, and if it does get to a point where you feel like it's always a topic of conversation and they feel like they can comment on your appearance and not the work that you're doing, then it's maybe a conversation like, hey, like, I don't really feel as comfortable when you point out things about that I've changed with my hair, or ask inappropriate questions. Sometimes, a lot of times, I feel like a lot of non-Black coworkers at work don't even understand that what they're saying is offensive. Like it's definitely microaggression. And it's kind of like they think they're complimenting you, and because they're doing it out of like pure intentions, that it doesn't make you uncomfortable. So sometimes you have to let them know, like, no, I'm uncomfortable with this. This is why it's a microaggression, and you shouldn't do it. So I would say, especially if it's like, because, you can feel people's tone. If it's like, is that all your hair? Or is it like, oh, is that all your hair? Like, you can tell whether it's curiosity or it's like maliciousness.
Yeah.
So I would say fill out the situation and act accordingly. But if the questions start coming in and they focusing too much on your hair and not your work, that's when you got to bring it up.
Yeah, because like, I do good work. I might have cute hair too, but like, I don't know. You kind of just have to know their intentions. Because like, if one of my friend coworkers, oh my gosh, like, you change your hair? Oh yeah, girl, I got this little blonde streak. Okay, like, even I think my manager was a little scared to even comment on this blonde streak that I had. He's like, didn't want to embarrass you and staff, but I just want to say I like the change in your hair, and that's all he said. But like, it was came from like a good place in his heart. So I think you have to kind of like know the intentions. I would say if it's your manager saying it, okay, that's different. But if it's your coworker saying it, maybe go to your coworker. If they continue, go to your manager. And then if your manager is in cahoots, then you go to HR. So there's like
Yeah.
levels to it.
Oh yeah, definitely levels. I would say starting off with HR, they're gonna ask if you talk to them first anyway.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
would say work your way up to HR for sure. But
absolutely.
also, I mean, if you feel like it's malicious, I would definitely also write down everything
With dates.
with dates and times. Like literally write yourself an email when it happens and send it
Mhm.
to yourself. That way you have a timestamp of like today this happened and so said this, and then you can go back and actually have like written proof of
Facts.
your email threads of like this is when all these things happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the next one, someone says, how do you know when it's time to leave a job? Whew, baby, if you're asking this, it might be time.
Think it's time. I think your intuition knows, your gut knows. If you don't really feel like you're being valued, if you don't think you're getting your promotion's about to come up, or you don't think you're going to get it, and you don't end up getting it, like they're not really valuing you as a worker. I wouldn't quiet quit, but I would start quiet applying and saying like, okay, and then quiet interviewing, and then like bring it up. Like, I don't. This is so hard because I've never done it. Like, I have felt it in my stomach, but it's just like I need the money, so I'm just gonna put up with it until the next job comes up. So it's kind of like you kind of have to set yourself up for success. Don't do nothing premature, especially in this really hard, trying time, because jobs are very hard to get at the moment. But if it's taking a toll on your life and the work life balance sucks, I think it might be time to reconsider and maybe start saving a little bit more so that maybe you can take a month to just relax and recoup from all of the trials and tribulations and ups and downs that your job puts you through. Because they might, and they probably will, and have.
Agreed. And also on that point, like you might know when it's time to quit, but make sure that you do have a backup plan when you do. Because I
Yeah,
think sometimes we can act out of emotion and be like, I'm done with this job, I'm quitting. But always make sure you have something either lined up to go to next or you know your exit plan. Like, don't quit. Don't make any type of decision like that out of emotion, basically. Like,
absolutely.
make sure you're like in a good headspace when you leave. That way, you're just not acting out of like anger. And now all of a sudden you've quit your job because you're pissed off and now you don't have no job. And in this economy, like,
Mm,
things is looking a little slim. So I would
yeah,
just say just always be prepared.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Wow.
mom's sweet. That's a season 5.
That's season 5 was just you took the words right out of my freaking mouth. That's season 5, and I just checked. I didn't want to say it prematurely. We hit 700 subscribers. Not sorry, 700 followers on Instagram.
Yay!
Woo! We
Cause
have
I
honestly been waiting.
listen, and somebody unfollowed us during that point because I was checking daily and we went from like 98 to 97. I said, oh,
It's
I
like
don't know
that.
what we posted, but we made somebody mad.
And we really don't be posting much, really. Season 5, I think, is the least amount we posted because a lot of life happened season 5. Nothing like bad, but just there was a lot of life that happened, which is every single season. But we just didn't prioritize Instagram as much. So we have some fun things on Instagram. So make sure you're following us on Instagram because we have some very fun things, maybe some potential prizes, like probably will. And we're
Okay.
gonna have a fun time in off season. Like I think this will be the most fun off season that we've had thus far.
Very engaging. Definitely pay attention on our Instagram because there may be a chance for one of y'all to join us on the pod.
Ah, and you know when we say may, that means will. Realistically.
And we not gonna say too much.
That's it. But definitely be alert. Maybe even have our post notifications on for the story, or make one of our stories your favorites. Put in your favorites because it's gonna be some fun stuff for the off season. We're very, very excited. We are also very excited to just have to relax, but realistically, we're gonna have a busy off season. We never don't have a busy off.
It's never not a off season. It's like semi off. So we'll still be here always. I mean, if you guys want to reach out to us over off season, leave us a review, rate us on
Please.
Spotify or Apple, all the whole nine. Take this time to re-listen to your favorite episode. Let us know what you think. We always appreciate messages. Like when y'all see messages, we love it down. And we
Facts.
talk about it. And it sticks with
We
us.
hit, we hit 100. We're at 102 subscribers on YouTube too.
Oh, look at God. Look at
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
Because we were for sure counting down, and I was like, hey, we need to hit this benchmark by the end of
For
the
real.
season.
For real. And I know we did. We did. Oh my gosh. This is huge because we literally started video season 5. mid season 5.
Mid season 5, when we're like, hey, we don't really know how this is gonna go. But thank you guys for riding for us, because y'all are proving that we trust that the girlies were like, the girlies are gonna show through for us, and y'all have.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to y'all. But we
love
love
you.
y'all. This is the wrap up for season 5, and we will see you guys in season 6.
Bye guys. See you later.
Bye.